It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creativity, expression, and knowledge. Albert Einstein. When we think about exceptional communicators, so many people come to mind. Thought leaders, CEOs of massive companies, coaches, you name it. A lot of people got it. But very few of them possess the skill of teaching communication to other people. So how do we develop the skill of not just being a student of the game, but to be able to share that gift with other people? And that's exactly what we're learning in this week's episode of MasterTalk. Hi everyone, Brendan here from MasterTalk, on your go-to channel to mastering your talk. And today, I'm going to teach you how to teach communication skills to other people. So let's get into it. Number one, focus the entire public speaking program on one presentation. This is a mistake I see a lot of speakers make when they're teaching communication to somebody else. And you don't have to be a coach, by the way. You could be an executive at a company, a parent who's looking to teach their children. This applies for all of us, but the principle is the same. I spend 3 months coaching my executives on one 5-minute presentation. Not 5 hours, not 5 days, not even 50 minutes, but literally 5 minutes. Because a lot of people are focused too much on delivering a bunch of presentations in different ways versus doing one thing right. And that's my encouragement for all of you, is focus your teachings, your lessons on what is the one topic that your team of students can learn, and also make sure the topic they select is something they really care about. Which brings me to another point. Communication and the role that it plays in our life is different for all of us. Some of us want to be great communicators because they want to get promoted at work. Others want to grow their business. Others just want to communicate better with their families and make more friends. We all have different reasons. So it's important to bring those reasons to the forefront and mirror the reason with the speech topic. Example, let's say someone wants to grow their business. Okay, make their 5-minute presentation about their companies because that's what they care about. That's what they're passionate about. But for somebody else who wants to spend more time with their family, figure out a topic that they care about. Maybe it's around mustaches or cooking casseroles, I don't know. But pick something that they care about, that they want to teach other people, be it small or big. And that's how you incentivize them to get excited about presentations and practicing it rather than seeing as a dread and going like, oh my God, I have to present this like 7 times and I don't want to present this topic. So remember, the excitement and the momentum is key here. Number 2, coach in small groups of 8 to 10 people to maximize the impact and the results that everyone is getting. The reason that I love to keep my classes small and intimate is because the best way to speak, coincidentally, is to speak. So you want to make sure that the group is small enough so that everyone gets to participate. Everyone gets to share ideas in the group setting. So if you're a leader managing a group of employees or your parent managing a group of kids, keep the group small. And the other piece as well is have them give feedback to each other before you jump in. So even with me being a professional coach, I actually wait until the end. And the reason is because even if the feedback they give to each other isn't perfect, they're holding each other accountable to their own success. So let's say Julie and John are in the same coaching group. When Julie is giving feedback to John's presentation, Julia feels a sense of connection with John. She wants him to win. Same thing with John towards Julia. They start to form a bond and they want to master communication, not just for themselves anymore, but for the rest of the team because the team is relying on them to succeed as well. That's the power of human psychology. When we go towards a goal as a group together as one, we become much more powerful as a species and as a way of knocking out goals. This is why it's a lot easier for us to exercise in the morning when there's somebody else next to us versus when there's nobody next to us and there's just us. And that's the point I want to drive. Whenever you're teaching communication to other people, try and keep the group small and intimate and have them give feedback to each other consistently and frequently so that they hold themselves accountable to achieving the goal of being exceptional speakers. And finally, number 3, my favorite, create quick wins for the group and celebrate those wins publicly. The second piece, celebrating wins publicly, is the most important. I'll explain why. Everyone is different when you're coaching them on their communication skills. Some of them are beginners, and just speaking in general is a massive win for them. And for other people in the group, communication in general is already easy, but they're looking to get better. So everyone's at different levels, which means the level of feedback is different. But here's the consistent theme throughout. Regardless of who's in the group, you want to celebrate their successes and make those successes really, really easy. Let's say someone's really scared of communication, and many of them are when they need a coach or when they're working with someone or when they're learning communication from somebody else. The goal is to give them the easiest possible win and celebrate that win as if they won the Super Bowl. And for me, what that looks like is a 60-second introduction of a 5-minute speech. So for the first 2 weeks of my program and my approach, people just present their introduction and do nothing else. So when that introduction is perfect, we celebrate that as if like they won $10 million. And what this does, it creates that sense of confidence, that belief, and more importantly, momentum to say, oh, wait a second, I could totally do this. If I could master the introduction in 2 weeks, I could do anything. And that's where we want to bring students. We want to bring their thought process towards that goal. And you can apply that with the groups that you're leading. What is that quick and easy win that you can get somebody relatively quickly so that they feel in their body, that they have that certainty and say, yes, I can communicate my ideas with the world. This is a joke. It's not carrying a boulder, it's carrying a little pebble, so I'll throw it right across the pond. That's the idea when we think of communication and public speaking and how you should facilitate the group. And when you have that perspective in mind, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get the win. Last piece on this is celebrating publicly. I love doing this because we're rewarding good behavior in the group. So let's say somebody finishes their speech on time and they do a miraculous job. I don't just have them present and clap. I go, wow, look at what Danny did here. He's an incredibly talented individual. He's a fantastic communicator, and everyone should be taking notes when he's talking. So when we celebrate somebody like him in a group, everyone else sees them as the person to follow, the person to model, and they start to imitate the person who's being celebrated, their specific behavior, and it changes the entire culture, the dynamic, the energy of the group. So don't forget to apply the celebration piece, and you'll see the results of the people in your groups skyrocket. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy through creative expression and knowledge. Albert Einstein. Einstein was absolutely right. And the punchline, if you're really paying attention to this video, is that it's not just about communication. It's about teaching anything. It doesn't really matter what you're teaching, whether it's communication, making egg rolls, computer games, whatever you're into, all the 3 principles that we talked about in today's video apply for any skill. Give people an easy win. Celebrate those wins publicly. Allow them to interact with each other. Make it more fun, more integrative, so that people are accountable to each other's success. These principles do not just apply in the context of communication, they apply in the context of every new skill that we try and learn in our lives. When we have people around us that want us to succeed, that want us to be exceptional, that's when we get the results that we're looking for. So apply that so that you can become a teacher. And wait, before we close this video, you might think, but I'm not a teacher. Yes, you are. I don't care if you're an executive of a company, a coach, an entrepreneur. We're all teachers. We have to teach our employees. We have to teach our children. We have to educate somebody in some format. So trust me, you are a teacher, so get used to it. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode of Master Talk, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. And if you know one person whose heart of hearts is a teacher, who loves to guide other people, be sure to send them this video so that they'll be 10 steps closer to being a world-class educator. See you next time, everyone.